Hello viewers, you're welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about some other informations that we didn't cover in the previous videos. And let me hope you have watched the previous videos very well. You have practiced and you've really seen the miracle of using HTML tags. So today we are going to begin with working with forms up to the end of the document that I showed you of 7 pages that I made, and let me hope you are spreading the news. As for those people, the students now, the candidates who are going to senior 4, they are supposed to watch these videos that will make them well prepared within this remaining 2 weeks or 1 week to their official resuming of the term. So I would like you to share, like, subscribe, and also send some comments so that I can see the reactions of my viewers, and if there is a need to make adjustments, I can make. So today we are beginning with forms. Uh, as I've told you, a continuation of what we were doing last time, and I'll just continuously make different pages amongst the website that we made. In the previous video we had made only 2 web pages, and today I'm going to make another one, and for for this case I'm going to call it forms. So let me give you just an overview of what we are going to cover. We are going to cover about forms, how to use the text boxes in forms, and also we are going to use generally using HTML tags, and the HTML refers to hypertext markup language. It's the language that we use to design pages or websites or pages. So we are going to also cover how about to write the text box, and for this case sending the information that you want to the email. We're going to see how to create radio buttons. After radio buttons, we are going to see how to create checkboxes, and after checkboxes, we are going to see how to create the drop-down list or the drop-down menu using HTML tags. Then we are going to see how to format text. When you say formatting text, more so we are going to deal in the fonts, changing different fonts, different sizes, different color of fonts. Page color we finished in the previous videos. We are going to see how to make the text to be bold, how to underline the text, how to italicize the text, how to center align the text, how to left align the text, how to right align the text, how to strike a text, although I showed you in the other previous video before the one that I have just previously published. Then we are going to see how to make the text to be a superscript or a subscript. In mathematics, when you say a superscript can be like x power 2. That power 2 can be called a superscript. Whereas when you talk about a subscript can be, let me say, a base. Like for example, 10 base 2. Base which appears down the number, that is the subscript. And we are going to see how to put the thematic break or the horizontal lines, of which you can assign it a different color, also a different width. And also after that we are going to see how to put the buttons, and finally working with the Marquees. So more I will talk about them when we reach in those independent items that we are going to talk about today. So let me begin with the HTML tags. Just to show you, this is the document that we used yesterday. We are supposed to cover till the last page. We covered this on the HTML structure, how to link web pages, how to insert an image in a website, how to apply breaks in ours to go to the next line, how to put the background color, of the web page, how to put the background image in a web page, how to put list, and we talked about 3 types of list, that is the definition list, ordered list, and the unordered list. And now also we talked about the tables and how to make tables, table rows, table data, how to make various rows, and also now today we are talking about the forms. So let's begin. Yesterday we created our folder called, or in the previous video we created our folder called practice. So from this practice, I'm going to make another web page called the form. At this moment, you can come here and you type notepad and you click in it to open. So from here we are going to begin designing our page, and for this case let me draft the structure so fast so that we work upon it. So you begin with uh, exclamation mark, then doc type dot html, then you close, you go to the next line and you open the html, then you go to another line, let's assign it a title, and the title, let's call it an online form. Online form. So here we close the title. Remember to put the slash. After the title, we go to now the body. The body, that is the visible. The body is the visible part of the website. In other words, what you see in a web page. So we go to the body, and this is the opening tag of the body. At the moment, let's put the body to have nothing, and now we close the body. After closing the body, we also close the HTML. So this is the structure. Let me save it. It's asking me where to save it. I'll go to desktop and I say I want to save it in the folder that we made in the previous video called practice. And this one I'm going to call it form.html. Remember, never forget to put the file extension, and the file extension of web files is .html. So from here we save it. Let me see. So our form is here, and as you are seeing, it's having the icon for the Microsoft page. So from here, when you open it, it is having nothing because we have not put anything inside it. But remember, we had put the name of our page, and we have called it online form, as you can see here, and it's shown up here in the title bar of the web browser. So at the moment, as I've told you, we are going to talk about how to create forms. Let me give you an example of the other website that I made. This is my website. Let me say the welcome page, whereby I designed like if a user is coming in, he can write this one, or we shall do it. Let me give a password. I remember I assigned it only 5 digits. I log in. So from here, I am interested in the form, and for this case, the form I put here in services, and there was some button down here, order from order from here. So I click in it. This is a button. So I'm going to also be referring to this or the website or the web page that I created in my website. So when we are talking about the form, this is generally the form. This is generally the form, and at the moment you can see this is a text box, this one is a radio button, this one is what we call a drop down list or a drop down menu, and this is what we call the checkboxes. So at the moment we are going to begin with creating this first name, and it gives you a partition for writing your name, last name, like this. So we are going to create this in this. At the moment, uh, here, this is it. The tags for opening up the form, you open it and you say form. You open the form, and now down you close the form. So from here, as you can see here, HTML forms and input. This is the structure of the form. Whatever you want to write is supposed to be in between the form. As you can see here, input elements, put what you want there. So at the moment, we want to design our form. We want to design a checkbox of which we want to put the information like generally a form that someone can fill, an online form that someone can fill. But before we go into that, I would like us to put the heading of our form. So we can put it here. We can put it here as a, let's put it heading 1. Then we say like, let's say, uh, let's say fill in the spaces provided correctly, basing on your let's just end here and we close the heading 1. Let me put it in lowercase, heading 1. So I save. So just this information will show in the web page. So if I'm to come here and I leave here, and at the moment I want this form to appear in the center of the document. Let me say I want it to be at the center, and I close here the center. So from here, let me refresh. So it has come to the center, and now what I want to do is fill in the spaces provided correctly. So what I'm going to do now, I want to create the form. So from this form, I want to fill in. I want to put the form to look like this. In other words, having the name, first name, and the last name. So for you to design a form like this, where a user can feed in any information, we do it like this. Let's go to our online form. We go to its notepad. So we say we begin by, like for example, first name, first name. We put the column, and from here we go in the next line. We open and we say input type, say equals, open double quotes. We say the input type is supposed to be text. So within this text, we then the name. What do we want to put there? Want to put the first name. Just put the first name. we close, and now we close the that text box. And next we put the last name. We go in the next line. Then we say we want to input type still to be text. You close the double quotes. The name, give it as the last name, and now we close. So from here we are going to see our text box as this information, but it's going to be in one line. Then we shall apply the break so that it goes to the next line. So from here, go to our online form, and it's a let me put the online form, and it's a taggings. So we come here, we save, and from here we refresh. So as you can see here, the text box have been formed, and now someone can easily write something here. Like for example, I can put here my name, Benard, and this side Matwa. So it has been formed, but now I want it to be divided. In other words, the first name to be on top, then the last name to be under. So we can come here in our text box. For just to give it like a definition, let's call this one, the first one, let's give it just a title called the name, without assigning it any like heading or a paragraph. So from here we shall put a break, BR. Let me put inside, I put BR, and I close. So after that I come here in the file, I save, and here I refresh. So you can see it has gone to the next line, but this name title is also in the same line with the first name. So we can give it, like for example, we also apply a break here. So we put BR, we save, and now we refresh so that it goes to the next line. So let's also put this name to have a column. So we can put it like this. We just add a column here. We just put a column. Actually, yeah, let's put a column. Let it be like this. We save, and we come here, we refresh. So generally we have made the first form, that is the text boxes. So the next one that we are supposed to see about, the next one is this one we have done. It's the one that we are just from doing. Then we go to this one, putting the text box through the email. In other words, you put the text box and the submission is like if you write something and you want to submit it through the email. So this is its code. It's a form method, post, action. Now the email that you want that information to go to. I've made some documentation about the post and the action, and it's here. So for you to just get to know so much the meaning of post, the meaning of action. So the post method is used in HTML forms to send data to a server for processing. Remember, you are writing something and you want to send it for processing. That will be the email. Then we say when a form is submitted using the post method, the data is sent to the request body, and the server can process data and return a response. So that's about the form. And when we talk about the when we talk about, we have talked about the post, this one, the post. So when we talk about the action, what does action mean? Action simply means, or it is used in HTML forms to specify the URL. URL simply means the uniform resource locator of a server side script that will process the form data. It will be responsible for processing the form data, and for this case, that will be your email. So when a form is submitted, the browser sends the form data to the URL specified in the form attribute. So that is it. And now here in this form, we are going to design, it's not among us here, but we are going to make a form whereby you write something and you are meant to submit it via the email. So for us to do it, we are going to just use now, like for example, we are going to say like names, like let's say like other names. Then we shall put the partition for password. Then after the password, then we shall assign it the we shall assign it the submission part. So for this case, I want to make it different so that you are not you do not like combine everything at once. But with time, when at least I know people have started grasping things, I'm going to be combining like forms, everything I put in one opening tag and closing tag, then we shall see. But at the moment, I want to separate it differently. So let me cut this and paste it here. So let me open another form. Let me say form method. We want it to be post. So post, then we say action. I want it like, for example, to go to my email, which is Matwa Benard 94 at gmail.com. So that one I close, double quotes, and I close it. So from here I can say like name. I put the column. I can say now here still I say input type. I want it to be text. Input type, I want it to be text. And from here, the name, what do I want to be there? Put equals open quotes. The name, I want it to be, let me give it just a name. Then I close. Then from here, I can say, no, let me give here as other names. I don't want us to repeat it. So let me just give it like other name. So from here, let me say password, and I also put a column. So from here, we are going to put input type. We say we want it to be a password. Sorry, let me change this to lowercase, though it works, but I prefer writing in lowercase. Input type, I want to call it password. So from here, let me first give it like that so that we see what will happen. And with this, I'm going to assign also at a later time, assigning a specific number of password or a specific character, the number of characters that can be that you can say that your password, you want your password to have. So input type, we want it to be a password. So that is it. And now let me just leave it like that at the moment. Then from here, we can say that still we want the input type. Now when we say submit, it's going to create a button. So we say input type. Remember, we want to submit that information through the email. So we put it input type submit. Remember, you are supposed to write the correct spellings to get the desired result. So input type, we want it to be submit, and this submit, its a value. What is meant to do is supposed to send. It's supposed to send it to the email that we want. So from here we close it, we close, and now we close the form itself. Put the slash and you put form. So that is it. Input type password. Then that input type, we are supposed to submit it, that information, in other name and the password, you're supposed to submit it to the email. So let's save and see how it will look like. Though I've not yet put the break. Actually, let me put the break so that we see where. Put here the break so that it goes to the next line, not everything to appear on one line or in one line. We put the break here. Then after this, we also put the break. So from there, we shall also put a break here. We put BR. In some other ones, you can put BR, the break, and the slash in front. They all work the same. So after that, you come and you save, and this is our web page that we are making. Or let me give it another color so that we can differentiate. Let me give it another color. Let me say like the body, let me say BG color. I refresh, so the color comes as green. And remember, if you're designing a website, you are supposed to keep in mind the colors that you use. Use the colors that our users can easily interact with. Like for example, at the moment, this color green can be visible to me, but some other people cannot be in position to see it well. So let me change this color. Let me put like magenta. Let me see whether magenta will work well. I save it and I come here and I refresh. So at least this one can work well. Let me hope it's not a shouting color, but at the moment let's use it. So from here I want to separate these informations to go down. Remember the other name, it's okay. So this one, there are two text boxes that I made, of which I didn't assign them the definition. So here I'm meant to put the name, other name. Okay, other name is okay. let me just see, instead of this putting here the break, let me cut it and I paste here the break. So from there I save so that this password name comes under. So from here I refresh. So here it is, and let me give this other name instead. Let the text box be in front. Let me see here. Other name. Let me remove this text box so that the text box appears in front. So from here, let me first save, then I refresh. So like that. First name, last name, other name, password, then I send. The moment I click send, it goes to another page of which we have not made. So let it go back. Remember here we had put it's supposed to send it to this email, but now it's not active. So this one, the input type. Remember I told you the moment we create a submit, it creates the button, and this button, the value is to send. In other words, at the moment you click in that send, it's supposed to take you to another page that you have created now, the submission page. Like for example, in my website that I made for just illustration, I put here and I put if a user feeds in all the informations that are required here, I'd put here the submission button, the submitting order, whereby after feeding everything, you just click and it will give you the confirmation page. In other words, your request has been received. Thanks for ordering for my service. So that is it also for this case. So generally we have made this. We have made the text boxes of which we have the first name, the last name, other name, and the password. At the moment, let me show you how to assign a password a specific number of characters. So, like for example, this case, the password, I can feed in any number that I want. I can feed in any number that I want. And remember the characteristic of a password, it's not supposed to show even the number. So keep in mind, we have done some mistake, and the mistake is now spelling of password. So when you put the password, is supposed to be showing as dots and some icon is supposed to show around here. So let's correct this mistake. We come here, password is supposed to have letter O, not A. So we say O, and we come here, we save. After saving, we refresh. Let's see. You see now, the moment I worked on this mistake, remember I had put here letter A, but I changed it to letter O. As I told you, are supposed to be sensitive with the spellings that you use. So at the moment now, it is now the real text box for password. Whatever I write is represented as a dot, and if I want to see this icon comes, I just click in it, it shows what I've written. So let me show you another thing about the password. You can limit the number of the password by assigning the specific number of characters that you want. So at the moment, let me give you an example. I want to insert as very many characters that are as I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, any number can accept it here. So for you to assign a specific number of characters, you come here and you say that input type, I want password, and here you there are some things that I missed here. Then we say name, we call it password, then name, password. So let's save, refresh. Here, let me hope you are seeing the at the first the box was very long. The size of the box has changed at the when we put it that. So let's give it like the number of characters we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It accepts. So from here, let's now assign it. The length of our paragraph. We say maximum length. We put equals maximum length. We give it like now. Let's say 5, and instead here I want the length of this box to increase. Let me give it like 10 figures or 10 length. So I save and I come here and I refresh. As you can see, the size of the text box increased to 10. And now let's see work on our principle of the maximum length of the characters to be 5. So I come here and I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to end here. So the moment I click more digits, let's say, like I'm clicking on my keyboard, pressing keys, different keys, it's not coming. The reason being, I've assigned the maximum length of the paragraph to be, oh sorry, here, let me give it equal sign. It's because here I've assigned it the length of 5 digits. So what if I want to put it only as 2 digits? In other words, here is supposed to only accept 2 digits. More than 2 digits is not supposed to show. So I save, and here it's supposed to accept only 2 digits. Let me see. No, it has gone to 5. I have not saved. Maximum length 2. Let me save. Then I come here, I refresh. So I've now saved. The moment I click in more keys in my keyboard, it doesn't accept. So what if I want to assign it to only 1 digit password, of which is not realistic? I say I want only 1 digit. I come here and I save. So when I refresh here, it's supposed to accept only 1 digit. So when I click, this is the only digit that it has accepted, and at the moment if you to put the I, it shows I've written number 1. So that's how you work with the text boxes in using HTML tags. So the tag is here, the HTML tag for inputting the password. So it is here, up to here. Input type is equals to password. Then the name, what do you want to put? I want to put the password. Of which length? I want the length to be, like, for example, at the moment I put 1, the length of the characters that are supposed to show inside this text box. And this one, the size is the size of the text box. Let me say like the length from here up to here, from the start of this text box up to here. Let me give you an example to show it well. Like for example, we had put to 10. I want you to see it's going to increase in the length, this text box. So when I put like for example 20 and I say save, I come here and I refresh. I want you to see what will happen to this text box of password. You see it increases on the length. So this one, the size is for the size of the length of the text box itself. Then the maximum length is for authorizing the number of the passwords that, or the number of characters that you want to put in that text box. Then after that, the other name is okay. So, and this applies, you can put the maximum, the size also in these text boxes. Like for example, if someone has a lot of names, like a particular name with very many letters, you can increase the size of the text box by putting this tag. So at the moment here, the max length of the password, let me assign it to only let me say like 80 characters, and I save. And after that I refresh. So when someone writes, like for example, this is my password, it ends here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have finished that one. And let me position this button in the center of the send. I can come here, I look at this, its tags is here. So for me to put it at the center, I put the center here, right? Center align. I want to center align it so that it can appear somewhere here on the web page. So I say I will close now the center and I save. So from here I just refresh so that it comes in the middle, so that someone can fill, and after that sends. Remember, we have put here to send it to this email. All right, so from here we are going to the next thing that we are going to make, and that is what we call the radio button. The radio button is just a button, a circular, and it gives you one alternative amongst the two. You cannot be both. Like for example, if you're a male, you cannot be a male as well as a female. So if I'm to give you the example of a radio button, it is like this, either male or female. The moment you click in female, male, and it becomes inactive. But the moment you click on male, the female becomes inactive. So let's create the radio button. It's called the radio button. We come to our tag. It's still amongst the form. We can give it. At the moment, I want to show you differently so that you get to know them. We say form. Then in this form, let's say we want to the. We can say we want to the let's say 6. We put a column. Yeah, column. So 6. We want to be called the female. And from here we say input type equals input type. We want it to call it radio, and now the name is female. The name is female, as you can see here. Input type, the name is now sex. What we are talking about? We are talking about the sex, and then now the value is female. The value is female. So from here we close our tab for female, and we go to the next one, which is the male. We put a column, and we also, because of typing, let me just copy it, and I edit, copy, paste. So input type radio sex, name sex, then here we shall put it as male. From here we save. But remember, if we are to leave it like this, it's just going to appear in one line. So we're supposed to put it a break. Like for example, sex, we put here a break, BR, then go to the next line, then female, with this a female, then a radio button will appear, then male, a radio button will appear. Let's just leave it like this, but we put also a break here, BR. We are supposed to put the equal sign in between here. I will put the equal sign, and put here also the equal sign. We save, and now we run. So from here, let's see, male, female. Now it is okay. So as I remember telling you in the previous videos, majority of the students fear using codes in HTML tags because they fear making mistakes. And of course, when you make mistakes, you cannot get your result. So from here, we have made the radio button. From here, we are going to now see how to make a checkbox, or the drop down, the checkbox actually, the checkbox. The checkbox, its appearance is like this. You write an information, and it's supposed to have boxes whereby the moment you click in those boxes, they give you a tick. So, and at the moment you can also check it or untick it by clicking in the text box. An example of, let's say, like, are you a student of, you're a student of which class? Then we shall put senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, senior 4, senior 5. Then we shall put the text box there. So at the moment, let's put here, we shall put a heading. Let me assign it more space. Here, we had forgotten to even close the form. We put a form. Sorry, close here the form. Here we close the form, and we put a slash. So I want to also make another one. Let me create more space so that you can have enough space which you can see well. So let me create a form, and from this form, let me close it from here down. Let me close it from here. I close the form. So from this form, I want to create a checkbox, and from this checkbox, let's write some, like, a question. you are in which class, you are in which you're in which class, and we put a question mark. So from here we can now begin writing like you can say like senior one. Let's put in just okay, senior one. Let's write in words. Senior one. Let me write majority of them so that we shall begin editing at once. Then senior 2, we shall end in senior 4, senior 2, senior 3, then finally we say senior 4. So from here we are going to now put a checkbox, and for this case I want it to appear in front. So I put here input type, set equals open quotes. We want it to do it's a checkbox. You are not supposed to leave a space in between a checkbox. And now remember the name is the name. Let's assign the name as the name of the checkbox. We say like let's give it like a class name, class. Then we put like the value we call it a student. So that's it, and from here we close. So we for the matter of time, let me copy the whole of this and I paste the remaining ones. Copy because they all look alike. Let me move here and I paste here. So as you can see, the codings they all look alike. So from here, a student, yes. I've put here a student, or you can still say like senior 1. It does not have impact. You can just say senior 1. Remember, the name is the class. Now you can give it like senior 2. Then here senior 3, and finally S4, and we save. Our web page is here, online form. So onto the online form and we will refresh. So as you can see, we have made it. In which class are you? In which class are you? So we have senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, and senior 4. So to make it look attractive, let us make them to be in separate lines. And so we come here, and at this moment we are going to use breaks. So let me begin by applying break in this first one. Let me just copy this break. Instead of typing it, I paste a break here, so that after class, instead of senior 1 to appear, it's supposed to go down. And also after senior 1, let us put here a break. Here we put also a break, and here we put a break. Yeah, that's enough. So we come here, we save, and we come here and also refresh, so that everything goes to the lines. And so we can put here, as you can see, we can tick, 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 or we can the process of clicking is checking, so we can also uncheck by just clicking again in that box. So we have created now a check box. So the next thing that we are going to do now, we are going to create what we call the drop down list. The drop down list is something like this. A drop down list is something like this, whereby uh, you are given a text box and this icon facing down. The moment you click in this icon facing down, it gives you more options of which you are supposed to choose one amongst them. Like for example, when I click in this icon, more options appear here. So we are going to create the drop down list. So from here I just put form and put form, and here we give it space and then we close it. Form, close form. So from here we are in the form, we are supposed to put the alternatives that we want, and at the moment this one is also submission via the email. Let us do something first here. We say the form, let's just put it independent. We just put the form, then we say select name, in others, or select can mean choose, but at using HTML tags we say name. So from here we say that we open it and give like the streams that the school can have. So name, we say then stream. As you know, one class can have about 4 streams. So I close it, and after closing it, now I go to what we call options, assuming that class has 4 streams. So I come here, I say option, assuming the class has 4 streams, that is north, south, east, west. So I come here, I say north, and I close the option. I close the option. Let me put it in lowercase option. So from here, for the matter of time, let me just copy it and I paste in the preceding lines. I paste and finally I paste. So in this I say that east, then I say south, and finally west. After that I save. So from here we are going to see also, let me first give this drop down a definition, in other words a heading, but at the moment we are not assigning a heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, because I do not want that effect to appear here. I just want it to appear, the text to appear the way they are. So from here I can say like a question, in which stream are you? In which stream are you? And I put a question mark. I save. And here I also put a break, BR. Put it in small letters. I put a break, BR. So I save it, and now let's see what happens here. You see, the question here is, in which stream are you? So here you are saying it no, but let me give it some directive to guide someone. I can say, uh, let me give another alternative here. Let me say, uh, choose one. Let me say like choose, just like that, so that not doesn't appear here. Instead, the word choose appears here. Let me save it and I refresh. So the moment a user sees the word choose, will be tempted to click here and select the option that that person wants. So this is what we call a drop down menu or the drop down list, and this is also its code, the HTML code that you use to make the drop down menu. And now, assuming we want this drop down menu to be submitted also via the email, let me just copy it the way it is, and I will make some extensions in it. Copy and I paste it under here. I paste it here. So let me use this guide. The reason as to why I use this guide, I want to show you that the notes that I've made works 100%. So in case you see like I've done a mistake, at least you can see with the notes that I made, you see the right things or the correct things, but everything is moving on well. So here we open it. This is our notepad of our online form, and now I want to make an extension of submitting this through the email. Remember the meaning of post and the action. So form method, we put it as a post, and now action, we want to submit it via my email. I can put it Matwa Benard 94 at gmail.com. So that is it, the first step that we have done, and you can see here at gmail.com, that is my email. So now what we are going to do next is to assign it the place where we are going to submit it to. And now here we are going to put it as uh, input type, input type equals, then we say we want it to submit, and its submission is supposed to be the value of this submission. Where is it supposed to go to? It's supposed to go to my email, of which my email is still this one. I'd even forgotten to close the quotes here. My email is this. Let me copy it. I copy. It's supposed to come to my email. So from here, I also, there's something that we have not done. We are supposed to close the selection tag, and even here we forgot to close the selection tag. So here we are supposed to close the selection tag. We close the select, and also here we are supposed to close the selection tag. As you are seeing here, we are supposed to close. So here we close the selection tag, we close it, select. Remember we had opened it here, so we are supposed to close it. And also here, remember we had opened it here and we are meant to close it here. So let me save. I save it and I go to our form and I refresh. Let me hope these things are going to appear well. So the moment I refresh, you can see it's still bearing the same information. And now in which stream are you, then choose, then email, my email. So the moment a student clicks, like for example, after not, you click in my email, then that information will come to my individual email. So that's the advantage of now touching this. So for this case, you can see here, let me just give you an overview. We have seen it. I'm going to show you in line with this. What we did at first, this is the this is the HTML codes used to create this text box and the first name. This one is this one. Then we go to this next one, how to create the also the the text box with a password. It's this one. For other names, it is this one. This one goes with this. And also how to create a radio button. For the radio button is this one. This is for the radio button. And how to create a checkbox. A checkbox is this one. A checkbox is this one. This is the codings for writing the checkbox. And also how to create the drop down list. Now this one was without attaching the submission point. This one with no submission point. It's this one. The code for writing a checkbox, or the code for writing the checkbox, the drop down list. The drop down list, its code is here. And also the code for writing the drop down list, in this case with the submission point, or the directive of where you're supposed to submit it is here. And for this case, as you can see, it's supposed to be submitted to my email. So a student is asked, in which stream are you? Then someone puts, like for example, East, and the moment you click in this button, it will go to my email. So now the next thing that we are going to handle is how to work with different fonts. In other words, formatting the font. And let's begin with the font color. I'm going to also do it. Let me make it in form of the headings, and we see the way forward. So in case you want to make a font color, let me give it like a heading. So let's begin with the first one, font color. So let me give like a heading one. I close and I say I want us to put like thank you, thank, after closing the heading 1, let me say heading 1. After that, we save. So we come here to our form, we refresh, and we see heading 1 is supposed to appear down here. Yeah, it's here. Thank you. But remember, this one is our heading 1. The heading itself. So we didn't assign it any information. It was our heading 1. So this one is supposed to be our heading 2. So you're supposed to also keep in mind, if you are to be using the headings, the numbering. So this is our heading 2. It's supposed to kind of appear smaller as compared to the heading 1. So from here, let's begin the editing. Let me save. For you to see it well, let me put it in the center of the web page. So I come here. We are going to see different codings of aligning. At the moment, I've been using center, center, center. We are going to see also how to left align and also right align the content. So we are going to see the different formats of the coding. So we put it at the center, and also here we put the closing tag of the center. And remember, here we had forgotten to close the heading by putting the slash. I save it, and I refresh so that it comes in the middle. So from here, I want us to begin now working with the color. The first thing is working on the font color here. There are some things that are supposed to put in mind. You are not supposed to put a font color which is having the exact color with the background. By default, all the font colors in the website or the web pages, they are black. So it's a matter of you, the user, to format it to other colors. So at the moment, let's give this one a color. Let me say let's give it a red color. Let me hope the red color can, yeah, let's make it to be yellow. So for you to make it to be yellow, you just come here and you say font. Let's put it here. We open another tag. We say font, and here we shall close the font from here by putting a slash and we put the font. So from here we shall put font, then we say color. This is the spelling of the color that is recognized. Then we say let's give it a font color red, and we close. So from here we expect this to change to be a red color. This text of thank you to be in a red color. So from here we save, and after saving, we come here and we refresh. You can see it has changed the color, but the color is nearly like the one of the background color of the web page. So let's give it a different color. Let's give it like yellow. At least yellow is a shouting one. Yellow, and we save. So after saving, we refresh. It turns to yellow. At least this one is visible. So this is how we change the font color, and its code is here. You just, after the heading, you put the font color, you put the font tag, and the text that you want, let it be in the middle. Then you close the font color. They are supposed to be in the heading. So that is how we change the font color. Let me write another heading, and I'm going to show you now. The next one is how to, this one is the page color we have finished. Now how to change the size of the the size of the font. We come here. Let's put here to change the font size. Let me use just this same code. I paste here. So now I want to change the font size. I'll remove this one, the code for color, yellow, and I just instead put the size because I want it to remain with this heading 2, so that you can see the difference of the size between this text and the text that will appear. So size we put equals open course, and we say like the font size, let's make it like 5. Then we say here, let's say like we wish you, let me put in capital letters, we wish you success, and we say, and here we refresh. So you are seeing the font color, regardless of the font color, but now we are talking about the font size. However much this and this is a heading 2, but this one under is having a bigger size. So let me increase to, like for example, 7. I save it and I refresh here. You are seeing, regardless of it's a heading 2 and this one is heading 2, but now we have changed the font size to be 7. It has also changed the font size here. So we go to the next one, how to make the font to be the page color. We finished. How to change the background, you work on the body. So we go to this one, how to make the text to be bold. For us to make the text to be bold, let me give an example here. Let me write in the form of a paragraph. Let me put a paragraph. Remember, as for paragraph doesn't have paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Paragraph just remains like that P. Regardless of how many times you use it, just remains as a P. So this one I want to write a paragraph, and we say like here, let me put in a small letter so that the bolding can be seen well. Let me say, we wish to see you soon. And we close the paragraph. So this is it. We save it and we come to our website. It's supposed to come under here. So we refresh, and here it is. We wish to see you. It's not yet bolded, and now let us bold it. To bold it, we come here in the tag, and we just put bolding is just like for Microsoft Word, is B. So you open the greater than and the less than sign, you put B, and this side you open also put a slash and you put B. In other words, you are closing the tag for bold. So after that, you save, and now let's see the effect of bolding in this text. We wish to see you soon. The moment we refresh, you see now it has a bolded, you see 7. So we wish to see you soon. So the next text, let me write like my let me say, our beloved student. Let me see, write like let me write to see you soon. Let me still write it like a paragraph. Wish to see you soon. Let me go to the notepad. Okay, let me just write it here. Let me put paragraph. Then we say, we wish to see you soon, our beloved student. Let me say, our beloved student. And now here I close the paragraph. After closing the paragraph, what are we going to see next here? We have bolding now to underline the text. So for you to underline, just still in Microsoft Word, you just put the shortcut as U. So we shall put here U, the opening tag of underline, and also we put here U. Remember to close it to begin with the slash sign. Endeavor to save your work. So this text, our beloved student, is supposed to show under here, we wish to see you soon, and it's supposed to appear as underlined. So we refresh and we slide down. You see, our beloved student is down here and is also underlined. So that is the tag of how to underline the text. So from here, we go to the next one. How to do what? We go to how to italicize. Italicize simply to write while your letters are slanting. So let me use just using this. Let me use this. Our beloved student. Then let me write something here now to italicize. Then you'll also write still in form of a paragraph. Our beloved students. The spelling of beloved was even wrong. So our beloved student. So let me select to our school. Then from here I say P. So from here, I remember this one I'm closing. This is the closing tag. Remember we want to italicize. Still just in Word for italicizing is I. So you put I, and here you put the closing tag for italicizing. You close I by opening the bracket and you put I in between. After that you save. So after saving, you come here to our web page. You come here to our web page and you refresh. So when you refresh, it is here, our beloved student. Our beloved student. Actually, to our school is italicized. So from here, which one next are we handling? How to align the text either to the left, to the center, or to the right. So at the moment, I've been using this code of I've been using this code of aligning. So, and as you can see, all our informations here are in center align, more so these ones. But as for this case, for these ones of the forms, they are in left align. So let me just do it in one. Let me just write it in one sentence. So Let me come to our notepad here and we do what? Yeah. Then let me create more space still. What I want to do now is to show you about aligning. So let me just use their letters. Left, center, right. So let me put like left. Let me keep it in capital letters. To left align. So to left align, there you can use here. That is if you have text only without any tag attached to it. So you can put here, you can say left, of which is supposed to just remain as it is. Left, then here also left, but you're supposed to put your closing tag. Save, and yeah, we save and we run. So we can come here still in the heading and we say align, align, align equals, then we say left and we save. So here we come, we save, come here, we see, I refresh, it has come to the left. So that is it. Assuming, let me copy this still, but this time I want to put it to the right. I can put here, and this I want to put it in the right. In the right. You just put the tag of what is defining that information. You say align, then you give it the direction that you want. Then you close that tag. This one doesn't involve closing the tag of the alignment. So we say this one you want to put it in the right. Let me put it in capital letters. Put it in the right and I save. After saving, I come here and I refresh. In other words, right is supposed to come on this side. It is here, right. So that is it. And the next thing you see now, we have seen how to italicize, how to bold. Now, how to strike a text. A strike is just like you write something and you put a line in the middle. So how to strike a text. Like for example, let me use this one that we had put the font size to be 7 so that it can appear very well. I can put here, we use this one to strike. Regardless of everything, just come here and you make a space to open and you say strike. Let me put it in lowercase, strike, and you close the quotes. And after that, you come here also. You are supposed to, you want to strike this, no, first wait, strike, and here we also close the tab of striking. We close the tab of striking. So the strike is here, its opening tag is here, and the closing tag is here. In other words, I want us to strike this information we issue success. In other words, I want a line to appear in between the what I've saved the other side, whereby it's here what we are working on. Let me enlarge it a bit. It's here, so let me save the formatting. When I save and I come here, I refresh. You see the striking has occurred. Now the success is having some line in between it. So this is how we strike. We go to the next one, writing the superscript and the subscript. And also this one works nearly the same way as the Microsoft Word. Let me give you an example of using Word document. Like for example, I can have like x power 2. Let me write it here. I can put like x power 2. Let me increase the size, the font size, so that I can easily read. Okay, 70, and I bold it. So x power 2. I can put this and I just put here x power 2. So the act of this x being with 2, now this 2 is what we call the superscript. It is on top. And when you want to call it a subscript, you return it to down. This is what we call a subscript, and this one a superscript. So let's make it in our web page. So now I can put here a text like let me say Matwa Benard. Matwa, let me not leave space. Matwa Benard, and I want to put this word Benard to be a superscript. I just put soup, S-U-P, and this one also S-U-P, and you save. So after you saving, you go to the web page, and for this case is this one. Our information here, Benard is supposed to be a superscript. So we refresh, you see it has climbed up the text. So let me bold it. So let me bold Matwa so that it can easily be seen well. Now let me bold Matwa. Then I close here. I save. I come here. Which you see, Matwa is bold and Benard is a superscript. So if you want to put a subscript still, I can copy the same information, copy it, I paste in another line, and I instead put it sub, the word sub, S-U-B, and this side S-U-B, so that the name appears in the next line, S-U-B. So from here it's supposed to appear, and let me put a break so that it goes to the next line. Let me put a break, BR, save. I come to our website, our web page, and I refresh. So it's here down, it's Matwa, and Benard is the subscript. So that is it. And now we go to the next one, the horizontal, the thematic break, or the horizontal line. The horizontal line, I usually use it to differentiate between the header and the footer of the web page. So for me to use it, it's before I go into it, with these fonts, working with fonts, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can only do it like this. You can integrate all the font styles inside the formatting. Like for example, I can put here heading. Let me put two so that I want it to, because I want it to appear big, and I say Matwa Benard, and I close H2. So from here I can put very many formats of the font. I can put here font. Let me put in the lowercase font. So here I'll begin working on it. I can say size. Okay, let me not put this. Let me say, I can say font. I want the size. I want it to be, let me say, also 7. Color. I want it to be red. Let me say white. Color. I want it to be white. You see, you can put very many things as long as it's in the font tab, but you do not forget to close it. And this now is the font. You close the font. In other words, here we have made the font size and the color in the one tag. You can put more information, like you can put the subscript, superscript, what, just in one line to work in this text. So from here, let me put also a break here so that it can go to the other line. So from here, let me save and I refresh. So it is here. I've changed the font size to 7, and also the font color I've changed it to white. So you can do various formatting still in one line of the tagging, that is font. So that is it. And now I was talking about the thematic break, or the horizontal line HR. So for, as I was telling you, I usually use it to differentiate between the header and the footer. So for this case, I can put the line here in under the, for filling the spaces provided, and also I can put it and on top of my name. So we just come here in this tag. Let me begin by putting it here on top of my name. You can put it here, HR. So that is it. Let me give it space so that you can see where HR. So when you press HR, a line is supposed to appear here on top of this one. So when I refresh, you see there is a white line that has crossed here. That is what you call the horizontal line. And I can do it as well here on top of our text. I can put it here on top of, actually under our heading. I can put it as HR. I save and I also refresh here. It comes. This line you can edit it, you can give it another color also, whereby you can give it another color. Like for example, you can even also align it and also give it some more length that you desire. Still, to align it, this is its code. You can align it. Let me highlight it to yellow. You can align it. You can give it a width how long do you want it to be, the size, the color. So for example, let me give it given color here. Let me go to our code. Let me give this one on top HR. I give it like let me see. Let me give it some color like basing on our page. Let me give it like a red color instead. This one I put color because I want it to be red, and I save. After that, I refresh, it turns to be red. And this one under, instead of white, I can give it a color as black. So I come here and I drag down where our HR is, the horizontal line. I can put here a color. I want it to be having a blacker color instead of white. I save, and here I refresh. So the color turns to be black. And you can as well give it the length. How do you want it to be? This one aligning either left or right, it works. So let's first give it the length, and let's give it the length or the size, the thickness, the thickness of the thickness. Okay, let's begin by the width. In case you want to give it the width, you can say width. The spelling width. This one is the black one under at the footer. The width we can give it like let's say like 500. Let's see the impact, how it will show the 500. You see, it turns to be small. It turns to be small. And with that, that is the width. And in case we want to make the thickness of that line to increase, we just say size. Size equals, let's say like 5, and we save. So let's see the effect of the size here. You see the thickness of the line increases. So if you are to say like 10, the thickness to be, but or the more thickness you put, the more ugly it looks like also. So we put 10, we save, and we refresh. You see 10 also appears to be very big. So that is the way we work with the horizontal lines. And to assign it the color, the width, the size also. And yes, to align it, assuming you want to align it, like for example at that line, this horizontal line, you want to put it like at the right, you just come to your code. Still here you can say align, and you say equals align, you want it at the right. You save. In other words, this line is supposed to go here at the right of the web page. So the moment you refresh, it goes the other side. And if you want it to go back to the left, you just come here, you edit it, and you write left. And after that, you save and you refresh, it goes to the left. If you want it to go to the center, you just align, you say center. So just like that, you save and you refresh, it comes back to the center. By default, it is usually covering the whole web page. So that's how you do it. And now we go to the next one. How to put a button. A button is just a simple thing. How to put a button. We are closing. How to put a button. So for you to put a button, you just come in your code and you say you want a button. So with this button, you just if you don't put anything, it will just show you a button itself. So you say here, you close it and you say button and you save. So when you refresh, let's see how the button will look like in our web page. You refresh, button will come. It's down here. Let me put a break so that we can see it well. Let me put a break here. Copy it and I paste it this side so that it comes under the word Matwa Benard. So I refresh. No, I didn't open the other tag. I open it here and I save. So let me refresh. So the button will come, and at the moment it's not having anything. Remember, we haven't assigned it any job as compared to this, whereby we said input type, submit, value send, and either sending to the email. But for example, this one, the button, we have not put anything inside. So assuming you want to put something inside the button, for example, I can say this is the end. Let me write it in capital letters. This is the end of our coding for today. Save it. So this whole information will appear in a button. So this one you can refresh, so you can see it down here. It's in the button, and the moment you put the cursor on it, there's some effect of the hover that it appears. Now that it appears kind of highlighted, so that is it. That's how you put the button. And for this case, the button you can as well put on top instead of you using a table to create like the hero, whereby you have the home, about us, contact. You can use the button. So let's do it and we conclude with the button. And as well, you can use the button to link, of which we shall handle it when we are doing practicals or now attempting questions. Then after attempting questions, we shall go now how to use the expression web to make a website. So which I'll take you through the interface of the expression web first, then we shall go into attempting numbers using expression web. So at the moment I want to make here a hero using buttons. Like for example, I want it to be put here, fill in the forms. I want it to be here. I want it to be here in the center. So I will say I open button. And let me write it in lowercase. Button and the button. Let me close it first. Close the button. So from here, I will now copy this button. Let me copy it 3 times. Remember, I'm not going to use break here because I want it to appear in one line. So I copy, I go to the next line, I paste next line, and I also paste. So I save it, Control S, I save it, then I refresh here. I want it to appear on top here. So they are here, 3 of them. So I want to write some content inside them. I can assign it the name of other web pages. Like now here I can put home. Here I can say about us. I can say contact. Here I can just say about only, and I save. So from here I just say refresh, and they appear on top. And remember, if you want to also make a space between here and the buttons, you can just come here in the notepad and you make the breaks. Just come here, you put the arrow. Let's make 2 breaks to go to the next line. Copy, also press the arrow and I save. So that is it. So that these tabs, they appear kind of lower in the page. So at the moment I refresh, they'll go low. So that is it. At the moment, let me change the color of this horizontal line. Let me give it like white instead of red. Red is not looking well. So the horizontal line, let me give it a white color. White. I save, and here I refresh so that the color turns to be white. So from here, someone can insert the names, the word, other names, the password. Okay, let me do it in a good way. I can put my name, Benard, Matwa, other name. You can say, let me say I'm a teacher. Password, I can put my password. I remember assigning it to 80 characters. I'm a male. Each class here, let me say like senior 4. I choose the stream. I choose like north. Now here, still not. I submit it. I can submit from here to the email, but it's not active. If you are on the internet, good, but now I'm doing it offline. So, and that is so. If I'm to give you an overview, we have seen how to create it. We have done also working on the background color of the page. The headings, we have seen how to use buttons, of which this is the codings for the buttons. The first one, how to create the input text. Let me begin with the horizontal line. We have seen how to make it. That is the HR horizontal line, and its name also is called the thematic break. We have seen how to make the text boxes when putting names. Also text boxes, of which it is accompanied with a password, of which you can also assign a password with a specific character, the number of characters or digits you want to be portrayed there. We have also seen how to create a checkbox, a radio button, of which its code is here, the radio button. And also we have seen how to create the checkboxes, of which its coding is here, how to put the checkboxes. We have seen how to create the drop down menu or the drop down list, and there color coding is here, the drop down here. This second one is just like a drop down with the email or the media that you want to submit it to the sender. So after here we have seen how to center align text, how to change the font color of the text, how to change the font color, how to this one of the font color, how to increase on the size of the text, how to strike the text, how to bold the text, how to underline the text, how to italicize the text, how to left align the text, how to right align the text, how to put a superscript, how to put the subscript, how to format the horizontal line or the thematic break in different formats, like aligning it either to the left, right, or center, giving it a different color, assigning it a different length. We have seen also how to, yes, this one was also about the font color, and finally how to create the button. So finally, let me show you how to make a marquee. A marquee simply means a sentence that moves horizontally from the right to the left hand side of the web page. You put a marquee. Let me put it in small letters. Keep in mind the spelling. The marquee. Let me say here, thanks. Let me put in capital letters. Thanks for watching. Then I close the Marquee. So after that, I save and I refresh. In other words, that text is here. Thanks for watching. As you can see, it is moving from the right hand side of the web page to the right side, to the left side of the web page. Thanks for watching. So this is entirely the balance of the content that we are meant to cover, from the first one of which I've covered today, how to work with different kinds of forms, the text box, the radio button, checkbox, the drop down list, the font color, font size, page color, to make the text to be bold, underlining, to italicize, to center align the text, to left align the text, right align the text, to strike through the text, to make the text to appear as a superscript, as a subscript, working with the horizontal line or the thematic break, and making different formatting features in it, working with the button, and finally the Marquee. So in other words, the website, the web page that we have made is this one today, and we have done all the codings in it. So thanks for watching. We meet in the other video, whereby we shall first of all do some at least 2 practical questions. Then we shall go into designing a website using Expression Web. Thanks for watching. Share, like, subscribe, and inform others that we are already in the way. So we meet in the next video.